What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the ET HomeGrown podcast. This week, Tony has transformed. He's lost a couple pounds and grew some hair. No, this is my beautiful girlfriend, Misty, and we're gonna tell just this weird roller coaster of a journey we have gone through in our almost 3 years. Well, 3 years once this is up. So
Yeah.
3-year anniversary is on the 5th. But, I mean, it's, like, not really our 3 years.
It's like, it's weird because, like, we went to, like, spaces. So it's, like, in collective, like, probably 2, I would say, like, in something.
Probably, like, a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because September is when I counted, when we moved in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, like, 3 years in the making. Yeah, because we met when we were 16, 17, 16.
Junior year? 16?
No, I was 17. I had just turned 17. And we met because I was fucking with this one girl for a long ass time.
Man face.
I was fucking with this
God
one chick
damn,
for so
midget
long.
ass fucking.
Hold up. Let me talk, okay? Shit, I was talking to this chick for a minute, okay? It was taking a while to land the base, and it didn't work. And then you had hit me up on the last day of fucking sophomore
because you were a
year.
new kid, and I was like, whoa, okay.
I was not new.
Yeah, you were.
I'd
You
been
came
there a
in,
whole
like,
year.
You came in looking all cute, and then fucking talked to this man face.
Get closer to the mic, then.
Talk to this man face. And fucking, he was being so hard to get because we would hang out and then we would like go on little like dates and I'd watch his football games and wait for him. And then fucking next day, Jericho would be there and I'd be like, whoa. Oh, okay. And then oh my God, my favorite time that you were at your house. Fucking, I was at Casey's house and I called you and fucking Jericho answered the fucking phone. Fucking like, whoa.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's like, I didn't expect you to call then, right? So I thought I had the game figured out. Turns out you had it figured out better than me.
A little bit.
But no, because I hadn't known that you had changed my picture at the time. You had changed it to a picture of us kissing. And so I had like deja vu. I was like, it was like a table like this. I'm on this end of the table talking to somebody, and Jerica's on the other end of the table, and my phone's closer to her. And then you hear ding, 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 and then the fucking screen pops up, and it's me and Misty kissing. And you should have seen the look in her eyes. She said, "Hello." Yeah, that was some shit. I remember that one. Mm-hmm. And then
I gave you the ultimatum. Fucking.
No, that was a couple weeks later. You still let me play around for a minute. But no, that day was funny because I think you were gonna wear my football jersey, right? Because I had a game later that day. I had a game later that day. And you were gonna wear my football jersey. And then I think she ended up wearing it. And then
her and Tamika were there up front, and I was like, oh.
Her and who?
Tamika, the black bitch.
Tamika.
Like, she was, I don't know if you guys seen, she had yellow hair, and she was like her best friend, and then she turned gay, and then she started dating this bitch. Yeah.
I remember Tamika.
Yeah, her and Tamika were there, and so me and Casey showed, somehow we purposely left, but like had to like walk past them so they knew. We walked past them so they knew that we were gonna whip their ass, and it was just fucky. It was just not good.
Shit, but neither you or Casey can fight. Like, fuck.
Well, I recall I whooped her ass. Okay, there was some hair yanking. Took a good amount of people to take us off of each other. Okay?
Y'all took out the security guard. Okay, these dumb girls, bro. These dumb girls. Her and her best friend got into a fight in like sophomore or freshman year or some bullshit like that, right? And they were fighting, and none of them landed a punch. They just were missing and pushing and clawing.
It sucked because I had just bleached my hair, so it was like so frail. So she was ripping out chunks of my hair. I was like, fuck. But her hair was fucked up too. Yeah. So like,
but
didn't
not her face.
No, she had one scratch. I had none. So I consider it a win. Thank you.
That's a W in my book.
Yes.
No, but then you guys fucking tackled Mr. Rainwater, and there he went down. Like, straight up football sacked him off the bike. But fucking Rainwater was crazy. But anyway, Jerica. And then, like, because originally, I started talking to you because a buddy of mine had a crush on you.
Gina. Gross.
You're just out here throwing names.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, buddy, but here we are. Yeah, so my buddy... Gino. I had a little crush on you, and then so I just started talking to you to like you know, be that wingman, be like, hey, Gino's cool
wingman.
dude. Gino's a nice guy. And then you just kept wanting to hang out with me. And then the last day of school, sophomore year, I threw a little party at my house.
This kid.
Sorry, Grandma.
This kid.
Grandma don't know nothing, but I threw a little party on the last day of school, sophomore year, and I had some friends over at the house, and you know.
He invited me to come over to the fucking party.
Yeah.
And then he like just didn't text me the entire day.
I
was like, oh.
No, I invited
okay.
her, but I had forgot because, you know, DJ had went and got us the mini shots. We were smoking, like, we were a little faded. And then I go outside and we're playing basketball hoops, bro. And then, like, all of a sudden I see Misty walking around the corner of the house. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, Misty's coming, guys. She pulls up and there's Colton. And, like, her and Colton don't get along because I don't know what happened.
I punched that dude straight in the face.
Bro, you
straight
remember when we got drunk with Colton and his ass was sitting on the fucking wire and he fell backwards? Yeah. Oh, that was a good time. Bombay, man. Bombay. No. And then and then you eventually gave me an ultimatum and you were like, because you were hanging out at my house with Mitch and I think somebody else.
Snaggletooth.
No way.
No, not Snaggletooth, but like the football Snaggletooth dude.
Oh,
David.
Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor.
Damn. That's funny. But yeah.
We were in the room and like you pissed me off.
No, what would happen was, okay, I was rubbing your little leggy. Okay. And I had accidentally grabbed your dress and pulled it up past your knee. But everybody's eyes were forward.
But my panties were showing to the room. And there was people
her first
there.
Reaction. She went on my leg.
No, because I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, no, I should slap him in the face. And so I slapped him in the face and I walked straight out. I was like, fuck no.
Right? And then I just sit there. I'm sitting there for a minute. And like 10 minutes goes by or something, right? And I'm like, where the fuck did Misty go? Like, what happened here? And then so, like, being the man I am, I was like, hey, Mitch.
go check it out.
Go check it out. Go find her. Go see what's going on. And then he comes and reports back to me. He goes, she's just standing in the kitchen drinking water. And I was like, that's it? She's like, yeah, she's just drinking water. And I was like, okay. So then I go out there, and she's just standing in the kitchen drinking water. And she looked at me, and she was like, you got to pick. You know, you can't have both. It's either me
I sound like
or
that.
her. It's either me or her, and you need to pick, Ethan. And I didn't choose right then. I know that. I don't know what happened, but we like the next day, it was like, you know, make or break time. So usually I would stand with like Jerica and a couple other people out by school, like kind of waiting by the buses, and Misty would always walk past us. And so like I remember that next morning, when she walked past, I just went to her and I was like, hey, and then we started talking, and then I never gave her a clear answer that whole day. And then she was texting me later in the day at school, and then I didn't reply. I just wasn't replying. And she was going, oh, so you fucking picked then, huh? Oh yeah, you got it, huh? And I was like, yeah, I picked you. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, I pick you. What's up?
What's up?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had your football game. It was the night I met your mom.
Yeah, but you know what's fucking crazy is that I didn't know. But, like, I walked her to the football room and then gave her a kiss, and then everyone was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, it was a bit. It was so good.
Ooh.
It was so good.
And I was like, what? What's happening? And she's like, well, someone was in those, like, a week ago. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But here we are. Fuck it. You should see Aaron. He's looking at the wall. But
no, I met your mom that football game.
Yeah.
It was white out, okay? And so my hoe ass fucking tiny ass white top, probably thotty dotties. Probably. You know? Some shorts. Fucking we were I think it was Casey or somebody was walking me to your house, and we were right behind your grandma and your mom. Didn't even know until like we were like closer to the forum, and I was like, oh. So I walked with them, and then this is when you kissed me. This is a different day. Because you asked me out when we watched Sharknado. Yeah,
the way I asked you out was pretty pimp, if I did say so myself. I was finger blasting her, right? On the bed. I was finger blasting her, giving her a new rim. And then Sharknado was on because I'm a pimp, you know. I like to set the mood, and nothing says date me like flying sharks out the air, right? So we're like halfway through the movie. I got my finger in her, and I just look at her, and I'm like, "You want to be my girlfriend? Like, does that fit in your schedule?" And she was like, "Let me check." And she was like, "Yeah, I think it does." And it was just the gayest shit ever. But
it was cute. It was cute.
And then fucking Homecoming was right after. And then I remember that was a whole debacle too, because I was nervous to ask you, even though I knew you'd say yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This kid fucking made the sign the day of. He didn't even like put any preparation time into it. He made it the day of. And he had Mitchell over there helping him color forever.
Excuse me. Listen to this, all right? It was the week of Homecoming. Okay, weekend, like Homecoming's Friday. It's the week. And, you know, I was going to do it Monday, but then Monday passed, and then, you know, Tuesday looked good, but then I didn't do it then. So Thursday was there, and the dance is Friday, and I got to buy the tickets, you know. And so I'm down there, like, I wake up early, like 6:30, and I'm like, all right, get a sign. Got the sign, and I'm like, what am I going to write? Like, what the fuck? And then I remembered, because this is when I had torn my meniscus, so I had, like, the full leg cast thing.
Wobble around.
Yeah, I was wobbling. And I had wrote on the sign, I was like...
you kick when you talk. I wobble when I walk. Go to Hoko with a jock.
Exactly. Tell me that ain't magic off the lips.
It was cute.
Yeah, and then I gave you, like, Kit Kats and Nerds and balls later. You remember when we watched Avatar?
Shut up. Shut up.
It was like... You know?
Babe.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Feather.
Stop.
No.
Homecoming came.
Mm-hmm.
That was cute.
And then we did Halloween together.
Yeah, we dressed up as the Purge. That was cute.
And then you left me. Like, just up and left.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
See, this is the tears.
She's like, yeah, I remember that.
It was not my fault.
No.
We were doing good, though. It was really cute.
No.
And we were, like, besties. And then Dad made me move, and then...
Get closer to the mic, baby.
Dad made me move, and then we continued to still talk, which was really nice. Because, like, in those, like, 3 months... I'm still crying.
Okay, babe. We can cut it.
In those 3 months, fucking, we got really close. We FaceTime all the time, fucking... We just learned... Because it wasn't, like, so much, like, physical, so we couldn't, like, have sex all the time. So it was more, like, just, like, learning who you were, and then, like, me... And how, like, our parents were very similar in, like, everything. And, like, how you went through the same kind of shit. So it was really cute. And then...
We would go to sleep on FaceTime all the time.
Oh, yeah. We'd watch movies on FaceTime.
Yeah, we did that once. We watched this Founder movie about the McDonald's people.
On Netflix.
Fuck that guy, yeah. The dude who, like, stole McDonald's from the two brothers should really... He has a special spot in hell. Because that's just fucked up. Like, he literally took the whole organization.
Everything.
And, like, he was like, let me become a partner. And then he took their shit and sold it somewhere else. Like, that's just fucked, you know? But no, you know, it really worked in your favor because, like, my grandparents knew I really liked you a lot. So like, much. Every time it was like, can Misty come over? Or, like, if you were visiting, it was always like, yeah, she'll be here for the week. Or, like, you know, so it was cool. But, you know. A lot of shit happened when you were in California. Like, a lot of shit happened. So, we want to get into it. You want to start? You know?
So, like, my thing was, like, I still loved him a lot. And, like, never stopped ever. But, like, it was the, like, doing things and, like, hanging out that, like, sucked because he was so far, 365 miles away. So, like, it really sucked for that part.
That was a whole year away. 365 miles away. You got it, babe.
Yeah, I do.
Let me hit that while you talk.
But, no, so it was really far. And it kind of sucked because, like, he was my best friend. And, like, I couldn't go back because of all of the shit with my dad. So, gross.
I love you.
I love you.
It's okay.
But yeah, I couldn't go back because all the shit with my dad and like it was just wasn't the best. So I would come down and visit.
I remember when you first came down. after I think it was 6 months because you left in December and then I saw you again in June.
Yeah, I
when
came
you
back
came
for
down.
the summer.
And like
So
I remember
much
that
fun.
stretch of time felt like I was never gonna see you again. You know what I mean? Like when you were doing all that and we were kind of going through it and stuff like that with you having people there and me having people here, but still trying to like talk to each other. Like, it's shitty, but every one of these girls that thought they had me, they really didn't because I was always talking to her in the fucking.
Hi.
Like, we may have been sleeping together, but me and her were always tethered. No, I didn't sleep with you.
He pointed this way.
I know. He
Oh.
was like, and then he said this, and I was like, oh, the vape. Yeah, buddy, don't get it twisted. Oh, but me and Aaron have done some fucking. Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no, it was always me. At the end of the day, for anybody that was wondering, it was me.
Yeah, it was always her.
We came down. June was really fun.
I mean, there was a minute though where I was angry at you, and so like, cause you would get a boyfriend and then, still talk to me, and then I would get upset, right? So then to me it turned into like, all right, so she has a boyfriend. All right, I'm gonna go fuck 4 girls.
just
I'm
to be like out of spite.
Yeah.
Just fuck you.
I'm not proud of it, but she was my 4th body, right? She was number 4.
Now we're a
Yeah.
little more than that.
I'm a team player now, I have a wide receiver number. You know what I mean? I got a wide receiver number now, not so much the quarterback. But yeah, and they it was all out of spite and shit. And then, it would get fucking frustrating down here, just for me because I'd see everything going on up there, and then it'd be hard because I'd have to like, I was always thinking about like, what if this would happen, So I, like, there was some points where we probably should have, like, if we didn't love each other the way we did, it would have not have worked, you know. Like, because it's crazy that we're able to trust each other now after all of that. You know what I mean? But it took a lot of practice. Like, it didn't just happen overnight. We were both insecure for a long time. But, with the year and a half that we've been living together, it's been great and nobody. So it was cool, It was a very learning experience. Like, it taught me that, like, if you really, really love somebody, you just got to really put in the work. Like, no matter what, if you love them, then you just got to do it. Like, family, friends, doesn't really matter, Anybody, you just got to really try. Like, you got to get what you want. You know what I mean? And I'm not the type to not get what the fuck I want. Yeah. But.
No, June was fun when I first came down.
You said what?
June.
Oh, yeah, June. When you came down. Yeah, because I remember that because I was like, I need somebody to take a video when I pick her up. And I was trying to think of who could take the video, and I asked Aaron, and he was like, nope. And so I was like, hey, Mitch. Yeah, Aaron and Misty just started liking each other like a year ago. So they're friends now. But for a long time, Aaron was just, my best friend. So he's on my side. And, like, he's like, no, bro, you hurt too much over this. Leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. But, I'm glad I didn't listen to him. But and I'm glad that, it was all able to work out in the end. So, but yeah, you came down in June and I had Mitch record because I know he was the most simp out of all of us. I know he would do it. I know he would do it and he would be excited because he likes Misty.
Yeah,
and
Mitchell was like our
friends.
buddy. Like, he was there in the beginning. So, like, he's seen it all.
Yeah,
like,
you just kind of pissed off Aaron quick. So it was like, you were fucked
Yeah.
with that whole comment.
Yeah.
But, Mitch was always a nice guy. At first, though, like, when I was, like, going through it, because I remember, this is earlier, like, back in the Jerica times, Scooter was living with me. And fucking, I would ask Scooter, like, daily. I was like, Misty or Jerica? And he's like, dude, which one you want? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I've been wanting Jerica for 7 months, but she ain't never said shit until this one starts liking me. So what is that? Like, you want what you can't have. And that's where I was at. I was like, I have too many options here. Right? So then, yeah. But then, but anyway, in the same time, Mitch was also like Jerica for the longest time.
Weird.
Mitch was Team Jerica for the long time. And then, like.
He ended up taking her to homecoming.
Yeah, you did.
Like, it was weird as fuck.
Yeah, you did. He was Team Jerica. But she was so, like, Jerica's a short person. It's, and the sign he used, I came up with. Because I was like, if you're going to ask her, do something to make her funny, you know, do it funny. And so he made this fucking poster that was a ruler. It was only like a meter stick high or something. And on the top of it, it said like, you have to be at least this tall to go to homecoming with me. It was so funny because I don't even think she liked it. But then, we ended up taking homecoming pictures with her.
Literally, my sister came, and I've told her, I'm like, make sure you white out her face. Make sure she looks shitty in those pictures. I don't care. And, like, one of them, she covered her face, and I was so thankful.
Right.
Because that's the one that's on my Instagram.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Weird. It was
But when you came in June, you landed off the plane, Mitch recorded the video, you ran to me, and we went and spent the day at Pike's.
Yeah,
did that.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, no, I lost the fucking car.
No, literally, for 2 hours, we were in the parking lot looking for the car.
At
2
the airport,
hours.
yeah.
I'm like, how do you forget?
I'll tell you what, I take a picture now. When I go to the airport, I take a picture of the ground, and I make sure it's all looking good, and I remember where I'm at. But, yeah, the first time was pretty shitty. I was nerve-wracking for me, because I just seen her after 6 months, and then, after we had gone through a little bit of shit. So it was like, the tension was a little weird, but I was like, and this hoe was like, you're not going to kiss me. And I was like, yes, I am. Like, got that fucked up. She's like, I have a boyfriend. I said, that's okay. Don't matter. You're visiting me, aren't you? Like, come on. They all know you got railed and tailed when you came down. Like, I've made sure of it.
Yeah, got back home, broke up. Sorry.
And then got back together.
Different one. Like, and that was the next time after that was Christmas, and you were dating Lexi at that time.
No, I had just
Christmas
broken up with Lexi.
was when you were dating Lexi because I got super drunk and I called her and I told her she was a dumbass bitch.
No, I had just broken up with her.
I remember that.
I had just broken up with her because remember that time in October when when your girlfriend let me beat it.
This bitch fucking copied my Instagram picture, tried being all cute, fucking with my pumpkins, and I was so pissed off. She was such a petty.
She was a petty hoe. Yeah, you're telling me I had like 3 months with the petty hoe. Like, I don't even know how we became dating. Like, it didn't even...
So quick.
Yeah, like, I didn't even fucking... I didn't even understand it. Like, it was funny because she, like, I seen her in class. She came up to me, and then, like, it was, like, first day at school, and she's like, did I talk to you before school started? And it was, like, right when I had found out Grandma had cancer. Like, the day after I had found out Grandma had cancer, I had to go pick my classes for school, so me and her walked to Mr. V's office. And, like, I'm sitting outside Mr. V's office, and Lexi's in there with her mom and this fucking bowling ball of a lady. And they're in there chatting or whatever. And then they come out, and she's like, she saw me looking, like, down because I was sad. My grandma just got cancer, and I'm just finding out about it. And so I was upset. And she, like, asked me, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. She's like, do we have any classes together? I hadn't got my classes yet. And I was like, yeah, I think we have first and third together. Just to fucking keep the conversation going. And then, like, when school started, I had a class with her or something. She was like, oh, are you the guy that I was talking to? And I was like, yeah, my name's Ethan, blah, blah, blah. And then I was getting friends with Joey at the time, and Joey, like, used to date her. I don't know. There was some weird shit that apparently she did because of Joey. Like, Joey was, like, her first love, and then Joey broke her heart.
He tends to do that.
Yeah, Joey's a funny guy. I love Joey, though. He's funny. But no. And then so, like, I don't know exactly how it worked, but Erin said that she came up to him first and was like, oh, you're cute. And he was like, ooh, no way. And then, like, she came up, or then she asked for my Snapchat, like, hella weirdly. Like, I was in math class, and she just looked at me and was like, and I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, put your Snapchat in. And I was like, okay. And then Joey, the next day, like, or I told him the same day, I was like, she gave me her Snapchat. He said, be careful. That's a crazy one. Be careful.
Didn't listen to that
That's
shit.
a crazy one.
Didn't listen to that shit.
Yeah, because
Grandma even knew. She was like, this is going to fuck it up, Ethan. This
Grandma was like,
up.
this is not Misty. What are you doing? And I was like, you know what, Grandma?
She looks enough like her. Like, I'll take it.
I was like, you don't even know, Grandma. I only let you hear the good things that Misty does, okay? Grandma never knew anything until the end, like, when I was doing the Lexi shit because I was pissed off. But no, and then Lexi was fucking crazy. That was the weird time of life.
Yeah, but I knew I wanted to come down so bad because I made you pay for my ticket, and it was like this big deal.
She's like, I knew I wanted to come, so I was like, hey, buy the ticket and I'll come down.
Like,
my grandma bought that ticket. I didn't even buy it.
Really?
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa bought it for you.
Sweet.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want anything for Christmas, but can you buy her a ticket? Like, just buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a good time.
Cute.
All right. We had a little bit of a technical malfunction. Not enough storage on the bitch. But what we were saying is that maybe her aunt would let her come down. And then, she came down, like... And then
she told me if I came down, I wasn't welcome back. So I had to, like, pack up all my, like, things. And then I moved those to Wyatt's house. And then fucking I had one of my choir buddies who had a truck come and help me move all my furniture.
How did he not, like, get upset that you were coming to Washington all the time? Like, what did you tell him? Because I've always wondered this. Like, he knew you were coming here to get railed, but he just never said nothing?
Yeah.
Is that just how that worked? Because, I mean... Let me tell you what, when people found out you were coming down, I heard about it. They were like,
yeah, I know.
And they would tell all these hoes.
I made sure
they would tell all my hoes,
knew.
like, be careful, Misty's going to come down. He leaves everyone for Misty. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah. But then once she's gone, who's back at my door?
All the other bitches.
Aaron's at my door.
Yeah, it was like a week out of homies and everybody coming over. It was cute. But no, it was... Like, the first time, because I've told you I wasn't going to kiss you, but then it was like, that didn't work out. So then we broke up then, and then...
Well, that was a different guy. That was Logan.
Oh, yeah. No. Then why? He was just naive, I guess. He just didn't fucking know shit was going to go down. But he knew about you, and then I remember one thing that, like, you said to him was like, oh, so you're a bitch. And, like, that was just, like... He obsessed over that, and he obsessed over the fact of you coming down to see me graduate, because he just was, like, so angry that...
Because he's a bitch!
Yeah! Like,
he's so angry.
It was weird. It's not fun.
Yeah, and then, it was crazy. When I came to your graduation, I was walking on the field, and I hear my name in the stands. I hear Ethan, and I'm like, I don't know anybody else. Like, who the fuck is yelling my name? But no, because she had me go to her. Because I did come down for the graduation. I didn't give a fuck. I came down and she...
Fuck you, Taylor.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Sorry, Taylor. But fuck you. No, I came down and she took me to do her little practice thing at her school. And I was just sitting in she was like, you can come in. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just sitting in the gym.
Watching the whole graduation practice. It's like,
and I had seen
all the people
I saw this fugly farmer, Logan, too. It was funny. He was funny.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
And then Taylor called you on the phone while you were at my graduation practice as I'm sweating my spray tan off, just fucking waiting. You're on the phone with her, and she's freaking out.
Mm-hmm. Well, down here, I played it like I was over you for a while. Like, I was like, I don't want people to give me shit anymore. So I'm going to just do what I do in secret, right? So I would change your name in my phone. For a while, when you pissed me off, it was stupid cunt for a minute. And then it was like, one of them was Sugar Baby. I remember that. And then, but like, no, I was a king at like changing people's names on my phone. I had to hide that shit. Especially like you, Taylor, and all that. Taylor was a whole bag of worms in herself. But
we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. That's later. But no, so I came down to the graduation with her mom and her dad. And like, her parents, they kind of thought I was just the side piece too. Like, it was funny because when I got there, we had dinner with Maria and Dad, and they were like, "Oh, you were the side, huh?" And I was like, "No, I'm the main course."
I always told them I liked you, and I loved. My aunt always knew, and like when Lexi, my aunt hated you for a fat minute because of the whole Lexi thing. Because when she said she was pregnant, like my aunt was the first to know. Like I was.
Yeah, that was my dumb fault
too, though. I was in such tears at school. Like some random kid. I don't even remember his name. I was on the phone with you, screaming, just crying, and then he came out. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm over here just bawling, thinking you're pregnant. And I'm like, yeah, fuck. Cool.
No, see, but that was a shitty thing too because that month, both like, because once I started dating Lexi, it really pissed you off because I didn't hide it anymore. I was done hiding it. I posted about her. I would do shit just to piss you off. And then like you were like, okay, if I break up with, or I told you, if you break up with Wyatt, I'll break up with Lexi and then we could get together, right? And then so I remember you texted me one day and you're like, I did it. I'm like, what? And you were like, I broke up with him. Your turn. And I was like,
a tattoo then too, because you were like fighting for like, saying I didn't like you and all this shit. And I was like, well, bet. And so I got the tattoo. And I was like, bam.
Yeah, we got matching tattoos. My 89 and hers. But yeah, well, I did, and then you sent me a picture of that, and I was like, oh, you do like me. Okay. A little bit. But no, she was, it was crazy with that whole situation. And
then we both became, like, kicked out of our houses.
Yeah.
Because, like, once I came back from seeing you in December, I was living at Wyatt's house, and then, like, 2 weeks later, I moved into my 2-car garage. So that was fun.
Yeah, I moved into Riley's house. Because, well, the reason I had to leave house is because my grandpa got tired of me, like...
Fucking bitches in the house.
Pretty much, yeah. I got caught a lot of times by him, and, like, it just wasn't a good time. And it was a school night, like, it was, like, 3 a.m. Aaron was there, too, with Riley, and I was there with Lexi. No, not Lexi. What was
Carly.
It? Carly.
You fuck Carly. That's who it was.
Yeah, and my that was a funny night, you know, because we were always black out drunk every time, and so like my grandpa pops in because I went to the guest bedroom, my grandpa just walks in and it looks at me, he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he walks out, and then I was like, "Oh shit." My dumbass, I just keep going, right? And then he walks back in, and he's like, "Get the fuck out!" And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I'm getting out, and then my grandpa's out here, and Grandma came out too. Grandma was fucking heated. Yeah. She came out and yelled at Aaron and was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "I'm just grabbing my shoes. I'm leaving." And like it was intense, and fucking yeah. And then Grandma and Grandpa they all got in the car, him, Carly, and Riley, because they were like, they're out. And then I was just sitting there like, what the fuck? And then Grandpa comes in, starts yelling at me, going like, "Oh, you got no God in you. You're the devil, blah, blah, blah," because I'm doing all this shit. And then he was like, you know, "Get the fuck out." And so I called Riley like 5 minutes after that, and I was like, "Can you guys come back?" And she swooped me up, and then I went and slept in her guest bedroom. And then I was like, all right, I guess I'll just leave for a little bit and let the situation cool down. Mm-hmm. And then I was gone, and Riley's parents were OGs. Like, I love them. I love Riley and her whole family. They took care of me and took me in and like gave me a room, you know, made sure I was getting to school, asked me questions about shit. And then, you know, I feel bad because I really kind of shitted on that situation, like not meaning to, just being like, you know, after a while I got comfortable, and then it was like, okay, I don't have any rules here really, so I can be gone. And then I just was never there. I would only come home to shower and go to school. And then, you know, that's not fair to someone giving me, you know, family and all that shit. So after a while, I felt really bad, and then my grandma started, you know, coming and talking to me all the time. I was like, "Will you come back home? You know, I miss you," and she would cry, and it was hard to see, you know, just hard to be making my grandparents sad like that, just me not being there. So then I told Riley like it was time for me to go back. I went back, fucking got really working out, like. Was the daycare teacher.
He was so cute.
Yeah, I was
he
fucking...
Was so
I was in
cute.
shape, man. I was fucking working out all the time with Mitch. Me and Mitch got fucking swole for 3 months. Like, 3 months of working out to get you somewhere. Like, that's a good start, you know. If you really work at it and stay dedicated and shit. But, you know, and then after that, September came. And then, you know, we were... This is like you had just graduated. That summer, you were moving to Portland to... like do something you thought you were gonna do, and then it ended up not being what you thought.
School,
yeah,
and working.
Mm-hmm. And then it turned into like living there for a while, and then
it was fun though. Like I
had a good time.
I dragged you out there, and I was like, "This is what we're gonna do."
Pretty much, like we always had the plan to get a house. It's just at first it was gonna be in California, and then you know you were in Portland and I was in Washington. I was like, we're so close not to just be with each other. And, I mean, it hurt a lot of my people down here, like all my friends that were upset that I was leaving and stuff, because they were like, "Oh, I'll never see you anymore," and all this shit. But,
that's not the case.
Yeah, little did they know.
We came down to visit all the time. Like,
I was really happy when Aaron came out for the first time, because I knew, like, he wouldn't have, because we had a plan before high school ended. Like, I was going to come graduate and then move out to his mom's house, and me and him were going to save up and get a place together, and that was going to be the plan, you know. And then that kind of I felt bad, but I totally fucking switched it, you know. I changed our plan and went and did something for myself, and I didn't know how people were going to react, and him and like everybody. And so when he came down for the first time, it was really cool, because I was like, yeah, all right, this is going to be dope. My brother's back, you know. He can hang out with my girl and we can all just have fun.
That's like when we became like
And
friends.
then you fucking chipped your fucking tooth.
Shut up. We don't need to fucking say that on here.
Whoa, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We need to tell that one. Because that was fucking insane. Like, me and Aaron started the day just, them little powered scooters. I had showed him what those were because I don't have them in Washington really. And so, we're in the heart of Portland, fucking scooters on every corner. And I was like, bro, let's go just ride around for a bit. He was like, bet. And I was like, all right. So we hop on the scooters. Then he figures out you could drift with them. And it's over. We're riding down fucking the city. Like, wasn't there a protest going on too?
Always,
yeah,
there
was a vegan protest going on, and me and Aaron are riding scooters next to him, and this lady comes up and she's like, don't eat meat or whatever, and she hands us a card, and he's like, do you know where McDonald's is? And she just looked at us and was like, fuck you guys, and just kept walking. But we were like just mobbing up and down the street. There was this chick too when we were driving by. Aaron was like, damn, she got a fat ass, and I was like, go talk to her. He was like, might as well. And I was like, because the whole time he was on Tinder trying to find like a party or something for us to do and shit. And he pulls up on this bitch. She has her headphones in. We had spotted her for a while, watched her walk a little bit, built up the courage, and then went to her. And he pulls up, and he fucking skirts right in front of her. And he's like, hey, you're cute. You got a Snapchat? She goes, no, I don't have a Snapchat. And he's like, okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then he fucking peels out. He's like, gone. It was the best shit, those
That's
fucking
great.
scooters. But no, then, you were at work at Cheryl's. You were working at Cheryl's,
and
yeah.
you guys came and seen me.
Yeah, we came and seen you for a little bit. Oh, no, because me and Aaron were tripped out by this fucking, like, sidewalk. There was, like, a big-ass grate on it, and apparently it's an elevator. You remember the shit that Cheryl's would use to put their equipment down? Yeah, and me and him watched it open, and we were like, damn, good thing we didn't stand on it. Like, fuck, we could have fell into that hole.
Damn.
Yeah, and then you were going to get beer that night.
Yep, I got 2 cases
Yeah, you got
of
2 cases of Coronas. They're Coronas, yeah, and we had gotten lime. And I remember I killed pretty much the whole box of them because y'all were dealing with that tooth for a minute.
No, because, like...
No, it pissed me off that night.
No, we drank a good amount, and then I decided to sit on the fucking bar of our counter like a dummy.
Yeah,
okay?
you did.
Fucking try to get down and just face on the hardwood floor. Just boom.
It looked like all the weight was in your forehead.
It was. It was.
Like,
that's why it...
She was, like, imagine she's sitting on a ledge like this. Her legs dangling. Her legs are dangling, right? And then her head's here. She went... Boom. It just fucking... At first, she was laughing, I thought. So I was like, ha! Like nervous laughing too. And then she gets up and she's like, and I was like, what's wrong? She's just, no. And like won't talk to me and then runs. And so I'm like, what the fuck? I'm pissed off. And she's like, I chipped a tooth. And she starts crying. And then I'm like getting mad because she won't let me see or help or anything. And then she'll let Aaron come in the room.
Aaron could see.
And then Aaron comes in and he's like, bro, I'll Dr. Phil this. Watch this.
So we went to Safeway like 2 blocks away with my hillbilly tooth on my the whole time.
We got in such clutch though because when we got there were some hillbillies in the aisle that we needed. And I was like, hey, so she chipped a tooth. What glue you think would be the best to get this tooth back up there for now? And they were like, oh, definitely use this one because it doesn't have any chemicals and the other ones can make you sick. And I was like, damn, bet, thank you. And I look at their teeth and I'm like, oh, you know what's up. Mm-hmm. And then we get back to the house. Aaron files down your tooth. And the whole time I'm just fucking on the porch pounding beers like, this is gay. Nobody wants to talk to me. Fuck you guys. Talk to Aaron. That's what I was doing. And then I called Tony. And I was like, she fucking chipped her tooth. And I was like, I wish I could smoke right now. And he was like, bro, go look at the top of your thing. Because I wasn't smoking.
We were no smoking.
Yeah, I wasn't smoking because I had to for court. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna just get clean, and I was clean for like, the better part of 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, 1 second. But and then that was happening, and so Tony was like, go look on top of your fire thing. So I went and looked up there, and there was a joint, and it was so exciting. I lit that bitch. I think I told you guys. I don't even know, but I smoked some of it, and it was great, and it was like. Oh, and when we first got to Portland, I didn't tell you because, but, like, when we first got to Portland, and you remember when we went to that Taco Bell after going to your school in the plant store for a little bit, and we had to wait for that Uber for fucking hours?
Yeah. The crack pipe?
Yeah. It wasn't a crack pipe. So I went into the bathroom and I found a weed pipe. Like, it was just a weed pipe. And it looked like it had a little bit of a bowl left in it. And I found it just sitting on the toilet. And, like, in my head, I'm like, I haven't smoked in a month and a half.
Babe, no, you didn't.
Just listen. I was like, I didn't smoke for a month and a half. So I was like, that's a treasure. I'm going to just keep it for later. So I grabbed the pipe and I put it in my pocket. And then, you know, I think it was the same night, though. Yeah. And this was before you knew I was smoking, but I wasn't going to tell you because you would get upset. But, like, I called Tony and I was like, bro, look what I found in the Taco Bell bathroom. And he was like, whoa, does it have weed in it? And I was like, yeah, bro, should I hit it? Like, I'm nervous. Like, it's brown. Like, I don't know. This looks like somebody's ass end. He's like, fucking send it. So I was sat there on our back porch, first time ever, and I just tried to fucking hit this. Yeah, I am.
Oh,
I'm
my
a tweak.
God.
And then you found it later, and you were like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it must have just been in my backpack or something. Because there was no good hiding spots in the house. So I just fucking threw it in the chest in a backpack. I was like, that'll be fine. That'll
Remember
be good.
the tweakers that we would hear?
The ones I was going to sell meth to? Yes. That was
we were,
amazing.
Like, in bed, like, midnight, and we were just talking, laying there, and we hear people screaming from outside.
Well, set it up, though, because our apartment, okay, we're in the heart of Portland, right? And our apartment is in pretty much, like, almost the middle of the city. If you know where, what was it, Portland University?
Right
if you know
next
where,
to it.
Yeah, if you know where Portland University is, it's right across the street. So we were staying in these red brick fucking, it was like a red brick apartments, and our balcony was the third one up. And it was over the street. So, like, right under us, like, our building is here. Right under us is a, what was that? Like
the donut shop?
Oh, yeah, a donut shop and, like,
store.
like a mini mart or something, right?
But it was, like,
and this street right here is active as fuck. Like, people are just walking up and down. All nights. Like, all hours of the night. And, like, Babes and I were just fucking chilling in the bed, butt-ass naked. And, like, all I hear from downstairs, because our window is open, is, damn, I just want some crack. And I, like, looked at Misty, and I was like, oh, you hear this? I was like, this is our moment. And I hop up, and I go to the porch, and I'm like, hey, y'all looking for some crack? And then, like fucking moths to a light, they like, you got some? And I was like, yeah, how much you looking for? And he's like, well, how much? And he said, how much for an 8-ball? And I was like, about 180. He was like, whoa, that's expensive. And I was like, it's good shit, man. It's good shit. And he was like, oh, so are we coming up or are you coming down? And I was like, I'll come down. And then I go back into the room and I start telling Misty about this adventure of how I'm going to go sell these guys some sugar. Yeah, it was funny.
Great.
Oh, we had some good times off that.
So much fun. Portland, there was so much food. There was so many things to do. We found a couple cool bookstores. Yeah. We found his obsession for
Powell's.
Yeah,
I started reading hella then.
Yeah.
Like, just all kinds of books.
We listened to, like, audibles when we would come down.
Yeah, well, I mean, that fucking drive is, like, 3 hours, 2 hours long, so... Yeah, you got to do something. Yeah. I remember making that drive a couple times. No, me and Aaron, when he came to our house, remember I left with him because he was going down to Marysville. Mm-hmm. So I shit you not, it was like I blinked and we were there. This man was going so fast, we made it there like a blink. We were just jamming, taking videos of like, cause like people hadn't seen us together on Snapchat for a minute, and like me and Aaron always used to post. Like my Snapchats were always me and Aaron, and so like I posted one of us coming back to Washington, and everyone was sliding up, and they're like, "Oh, the dynamic duo coming back," cause we had both moved really, and so like it was pretty pimp. We just came down and hung out with Tony and all that. That was kind of like the main thing. Like I didn't really see friends that much. Like I feel like I didn't see Gino like once when we lived in Portland, like ever really. I just don't feel like I saw him. I don't know. I might have, but like every time we would come down, it was like grandma's, mom's, Tony's. Yep. You know what I mean? Like grandma's, rotation. Mom's, Tony's. Yeah. It was like
see either my family and then yours.
Right. And like your dad would be like, "You only see us like one day."
Literally.
Right. And it's
like how you expect me to drive up here all the time.
Right.
I remember my mom paid because like at that point I was super pissed off on my mom, and like my parents still, they were like kind of like not on my best friend side. And so
that took a lot of work for you to get over.
Yeah, you fucking, and just like the way you are with like your family and how that is like a big deal to you. It was really cool to see, and so I guess it pushed me to talk to my mom. And so fucking she paid for.
Now she's your best friend.
Now she moved away again. Okay, this is not as cool, but she fucking paid for us to go visit her, and it was cute.
Yeah,
very
your Bob
sweet.
was clutch. I love your Bob. I love her. She's awesome. But I liked the new guy. But the old guy could cook. Okay, and the new guy could cook too. I like him. I love him. He's a good dude. I like Ronnie. He's a great guy. But Ryan's cooking.
Whew.
That was a cool thing. I
That
missed
was really
that.
cool.
And like when we went to the hotel and shit, that was pretty fun.
McMinimans, yes.
Yeah, me and you were supposed to go ghost hunting.
It was a haunted hotel.
Yeah, they have like
Fucking-
if you ever get the chance in Portland, they have this McMinimans hotel, and apparently it's haunted. I didn't see nothing haunting happening, but they have like a bookcase full of like people who write down their stories and shit of things that have happened to them in the hotel. And so like, but to look at it, you had to trade your ID or something. Yeah, and
so we couldn't do it.
Right, and I had to
But
work
it
that
was
night
cool.
too, from like
Yeah,
8 to midnight.
he left and then he came back. It was super fun. They had the dopest fucking hot tub jacuzzi.
It was like
Remember?
a pool.
Yeah. Our fucking hotel fucking apartment thing had a hot tub and a pool. Those were really cool. On like the rooftop. It was like luxury living.
Right. And that hot tub stopped working after like fucking
2
a month or
months?
two after being there. But the office ladies were super cool at our Portland house. Like I loved that lady.
Yeah, you became best friends with
Yeah, she was.
Katie? No.
No, I can't remember her name, but
Something. She was cool.
she was really cool. I like first day because I remember I had I wasn't on the lease when I first moved in because with the whole court situation I was going through, we weren't 100% sure if I could leave the state. So I was kind of doing it under wraps. Like, all right, I want to live here, but I'll show up to all my court dates. And so we did that for like a couple months, and then it was a little like at first I was like I can't get a job here because if I get a job here, then they'll know, and then it'll all get fucked up. So there was a minute there where it was a little stressful, and we were fucking around with shit. And I remember it was like probably the first week that we lived there. You had gone to your work and at the night shift or whatever, and I'd walked you there, and I'd come back and I didn't have the key to the apartment or any keys to get in the house.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking, so I'm sitting in this lady's office and we're just bullshitting because they can't get a hold of you. And I can't, so I'm just like, can I sit or like chill for a little bit? And she's like, yeah. And so we just start chatting and I'm like telling her how like we moved from, you moved from Cali, I moved from Washington, just kind of giving her the whole rundown and about my whole court situation because I wanted to be on the lease, but I didn't know if like my court and all that allegations against me were going to be a factor in doing that or not. And she reassured me, and like every time I see her I would just say hi and like how are you and shit like that, and it was just always a good time. She helped out a lot. And that Safeway, being so close, it was like a block away, we fucking got jobs
Sarah.
there. Never fucking had to never really had to drive anywhere.
But they never gave us the same shift, which was so fucking...
No, it was bullshit.
They literally would cut our hours.
Bullshit.
So dumb. So it would make it so like he would work and then I'd hop on, and then he would work the next day and then I'd hop on, or like it was just so dumb.
Like we told them like we needed at least like 28 hours a week or some shit like that, right? But they would give it to us between the two of us. Like they were like, okay, they need 28 hours. Well, we'll work him this many and work her that many, and that equals 28. And it was kind of just bullshit. And then my grandpa was getting sick and shit during that time, and they weren't being really cool about it. So, it ended up working the way it did, and we ended up getting out of that situation and coming back home, saving up, and getting this place. Yeah.
Dad came down and helped. We lived with Grandma. That was really fun.
Yeah,
It was cool.
getting to see grandma and grandpa again. Yeah, because you never lived with them before.
Like I'd seen your grandma, and she still is kind of a little spooky, but like she was more scary back then. So I would like.
Everyone used to say that. I always thought grandpa was the intimidating one, and then
Grandpa-
people would be like, "No, your grandma, man." Like, I guess in some way she sits on the couch, but they always thought she was mad or something. Like they'd always be like, "Bro, does your grandma care I'm here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's grandpa. You gotta watch out for it." But no, it's because grandpa would always come in and like. Come into the room and be like, what are you guys doing? And, or like he'd come in and be like, achoo, and then hand us nuggets a week or some cool shit like that. Grandpa was a pimp.
Grandpa
He'd
was
walk
great.
in. I remember like we'd give him dabs, but like not really because he had COPD and his lungs weren't doing it. But he'd be like, oh, let me get one. I'm like, Grandpa, this is gonna kill you. He's like, no, you just start it and let me take a little chug off it. So I would just get the dab going and I'd chug it slow and then hand it to him, and then he would just take as much as he wanted and then give it back. And I remember one time I got so high one time, you remember when we were off the mushrooms talking to Grandpa? That shit was awesome. Like, me and Aaron had taken mushrooms and like we were just vibing all day, and then like we had come back for the tail end of the day, and like my grandpa was super into edibles. Like my grandma would make him edibles all the time. And
So brownies on deck.
Yeah, my grandpa was stoned to the max all the time. Like, and we were at dinner, and like me and Aaron just come back, and he's like, "Oh, grab a plate, let's eat." And so we're eating, and we're just asking Grandpa all these questions while we're fucking tripping, and he's over here just laughing and having a good time. It was a great time, and I don't really remember the context. I just remember me and Aaron were dying half the time. There was a lot of the times where there was one time me and Aaron pull up in a car, and we were a little tipsy, and I opened the door and I fucking fell out the back of the car. Like, I just fucking fell out, right? I fell out in front of in front of the house. And Grandpa comes out and he's like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you?"
In my brand new homecoming jersey.
Oh, yeah, I was in your homecoming jersey from Vegas, too. They had shipped it over because he had just moved, and they just had their homecoming game. But at his school, they did cool shit, like put your name on the back for the homecoming games.
They had money to do that.
Yeah.
We had to pay for it.
Well,
Better than
they
what
gave you the option
Yeah.
to pay for it. That's cool. No, but MP was just slacking on football. But yeah, so I had fallen out the back of the car, and Grandpa comes up. He's like, "What the fuck are you on?" I was like, "I took a dab." And he was like, "What the fuck are a dab? Like, what is that? You doing crazy shit?" I was like, "It's just weed, but it's like a very high weed, like a lot of weed at once." And he was like, "No more of that shit." Like, he was just so mad. He was like, "No more of that shit." And then like later in life, he was like, "Oh yeah, let me have some of that."
Yeah.
But
I remember when we first started dating, you fucking said you were going to go hang out with your grandpa for lunch. And fucking, I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was walking to Casey's or somewhere, so I walked past your house, and I seen your grandpa walking your dog, and I was like, "Oh, what is he doing?" Oh, and he's like, "Yeah, he's out with Mitch and Aaron getting McDonald's," and I'm like, "Oh, is he? Is he doing that?"
You know, because Mitch and I used to give me shit like the first couple of weeks we were together. Like, "Oh, you always just hang out with her now. You always just hang out with her now."
What?
And then so like, so I was like, "I can't hang out with you today, babe. I gotta go hang out with the boys." Like,
Grandpa.
Yeah, I didn't say the boys, but Grandpa was part of the boys. What do you mean? Grandpa was part of the boys. Him and Zeus. Oh, I miss Zeus too. Zeus was a G. He was our big Alaskan Malamute. He's a beautiful dog. Yeah. Now
we moved out of Grandma's house.
So yeah, when we came back here, we saved up. Me and you.
That stimulus check.
Get close to the mic, baby. Yeah, bring it to you. But yeah, the stimulus checks really helped. Fucking thank you to COVID. COVID did a lot of shit for you and I and the house. Like, without COVID, we wouldn't have gotten this place as soon as we did. You
wouldn't be watching what we got.
Yeah,
either.
This wouldn't have been a thing. Like, because COVID, like, the way I started. Okay, so why I wanted to have a podcast was because my work, where I worked, I'm a machinist, and like, so I'm just putting in, parts into a machine all day, but I can listen to music and shit, and I work at a desk, and I'm just sitting there by myself doing my work, right? Measuring my parts, making sure they're the right thou of an inch they need to be. And I started listening to the Two Bears, One Cave podcast. If you guys haven't checked that one out, please go check it out.
So good.
Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, they're the big inspirations of this shit for me. And like, so I started watching the Two Bears, One Cave, and then I went back from one and watched every episode, and like I was just laughing every single time at just how these guys were talking for an hour and just bullshitting and laughing and just having a good time being friends, just catching up. And so then I started to find more of what Tom was doing in his like podcasting. He's got that whole YMH Studios, and he has like 5 different podcasts that go off of that. And so I just
go check out Christine.
Oh yeah, Christina
She's great.
P. Christina P is a good
Where
one
my
too.
mom's at.
Where my mom's. No, but and then Tom does a lot of that shit. So me watching that at work, for 10 hours a day, I'm just cycling through 5, 6, 7 podcasts a day, like just watching them, staying tuned every week, just getting the new ones out, right, and finding other ones I like. And then after a while, we start getting all this free money, and I'm like, I could do this. Like, this isn't hard. Like, I have good friends. I have a beautiful wife that has great stories, and like friends and family to come on here and just chat with me. So why not have, this platform to spread positivity and show good stories and have fun with friends and people and just make little videos to remember and kind of just give everyone our journey and shit. And that's what like really put that in the forefront of my brain. So then, we started in June at this whole idea of like, okay, what are we going to call it? What are we going to do? How is it going to run? What colors are we going to have? Where are we going to put the whole, because this is like this whole setup that we have is like the third, idea of a podcasting setup. At first, we were just going to do a couch with like a coffee table, and we were going to have just like the mics hanging off of that. And then, we were going to we wanted this table, and then it took us fucking a while to find this table. And then, me searching for Big Lots and shit and just stores, I found this one. And,
it was too tall
when
we got it.
It was like this tall when we got it.
So we had to chop off the legs.
Yeah, so Aaron and I love my friends. Shout out to all my friends. Aaron, Titan, Sam,
Buddies.
Gino, everyone who helps with this podcast and helps, get the shit going. Sherrod too, like everybody, Jack, everyone who helps with this shit. And, Aaron every week, you guys don't know it, but he comes here every week from Olympia, practically, Federal Way pretty much. He comes here to just set this all up for us and record it, and he sits behind there and doesn't even get seen really. That's just awesome. And like, Titan behind the editing and just doing it all.
Good.
Yeah, he does a really good job, and he's getting better every time. So it's just really cool that we're going up and people are liking it, and I'm able to do this with you guys and have fun.
It's really cool.
It is a cool thing. It's very cool. And I like the spotlight. I don't know if people know that, but I like to be the center of attention.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Good.
And I don't know how that worked. Like, me and you have pretty similar, not podcasts, but pretty similar, what's that shit? Personalities. Yeah, we have pretty similar personalities. Yeah. But, like, the more I've been with you, the more difference I see that we have. And which isn't a bad thing. No. It's just like we do think differently instead of how when we were younger it was like,
we never school thing. So it was like only that really mattered. Now it's like adulting and like living.
And that's hard too because like me and you were both kids. We're 19, and we're trying to, fill the gaps of where our parents didn't show us shit and then also help each other go through it. And then that's a time and a half, just trying to be an adult in 2020 and like
2020,
doing all this fun stuff, trying to be like every other millennial or Gen X, make money doing literally nothing. Like that's what we want to do. Nobody wants to go work in them fucking factories anymore. Nobody wants to go do train drives. Nobody wants to drive a train.
Like just sit on your ass and like
post show
pictures.
Your ass and like shake your tits
OnlyFans,
and like, OnlyFans. Like come on, I got an OnlyFans.
Go check it out.
Nice toe hair porn. Come check out these hairdos on these toes. Come check it out. I might send you a little something. I'm also on Cameo. You can come get a free little thing from me. Get a little butthole spread. Look like the brown eye.
Gross.
Yeah. You ever ate ass, babe?
No, I've not. That's not one thing I've partaken, no.
You haven't ate it?
Nah.
Never licked a butt?
Nah, a butthole.
What about butt cheek?
Not a butt cheek either.
You never licked a butt cheek?
Nah, don't put my face around that.
Me neither.
Good.
Never.
Anyways.
Anywho.
But then we moved in with Tony. We dragged him out of his mom's house and made him.
Well, that was cool too.
He said I made him domesticated, which I think is fucked. Okay.
Well, I mean, Tony was a wild stallion.
Wild stallion.
Yeah,
but
and
now
then here we come in with like rickets and fucking, swine flu. Like, come here, stop living that life. Come, pay the bills. We're just like, fuck that. Don't do this no more. But I mean, like, I want him to know, like, I don't want him to do exactly what the fuck I'm saying. I just say what I say to, like, kind of just let him know that there's more shit to think about,
There's so much more to do out, out
in
the world when you are able to do it instead of living, like, a sketchy lifestyle or just not putting your full, potential out there. Because then you have all of this that we could do, where if Tony was at his house, who knows if it would still happen.
Well,
So,
I mean,
it's really
Tony's
nice.
always been very motivated to do shit and, like, money motivated. It's just, I feel like with anybody, when you got people around you doing shit that's similar to what you're doing, or if you got a group around you that's kind of wanting to go in the same direction you're going, it's gonna be easier as a group to do it, you know what I mean? And so, like, I have no doubt in my head that Tony would have had his own place and had all the shit he needed and got a job and all this shit, but it's easier to do when people around you are doing it too. And that's why, I'm happy that we were able to bring him, help him get his first house, us our second house, but really our first home. You know what I mean? Like, just, And it's a cool experience, having family dinners and shit, just being fun.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And now we're skateboarding again. That fucking
Last night there was like 7 people in the street just whipping in scooters and longboards. And
literally
shit.
Tony. I called Tony yesterday because Tony had talked to me like 2 nights ago, and he was like, "We should buy skateboards." And I was like, "You know what? I've been playing that new Tony Hawk. We should buy skateboards." I used to skate as a kid, off and on my whole life, so I was like, I could pick it up where I left off. It's not that hard. And so I went to Zoomies yesterday, dropped $200 on a skateboard, and like then
Sailor Moon deck.
yeah,
It was so
Sailor
pretty.
Moon deck. I don't even know what Sailor Moon really
But
is.
it's sparkly. Let
Yeah.
me tell you.
I just grabbed it because it was a bunch of fucking anime bitches with big tits, and I was like, that'll grind good. I know that. People will grind on that, so it's like that'll be good. But yeah, now Tony's got a skateboard. He ain't never skateboarded a day in his life. Like, he was always a longboarder. I mean, he's definitely rode around, but he's never been able to hop in all of your, pop a shove it or shit. So shit slam shot. He's never been able to do shit like that. So now it's cool that we're all doing it. And then fucking we come home and Aaron's at our house because he came to stay the night. And I fucking come home with a skateboard, and Tony's like, "You should get one." He's like, "I don't skate." And I was like, "Yes, Aaron scoots." And Tony was like, "You should get a scooter." Literally not even 15 minutes later, this dude Aaron's on OfferUp going, "Hey, there's one in Everett for $50. Can I borrow 40?" And we're like, "Yeah, easy. Go get that shit." He comes back with a scooter in like 20 minutes. So now we're just all chilling and having fun. We got to get baby longboard or a pennyboard or some shit like that. But we're getting towards the end of the show, baby. And like I do for everybody, I want you to give me one show you couldn't put down, but before you met me.
So not Breaking Bad.
No,
Orange
not
is the New
Breaking
Black is probably the best ever. Like
That's where I saw my first pair of tits.
Yeah, like
No,
that show
second pair.
kind of like raised me from like 7th grade. I seen all these lesbian bitches. Okay, and then on the last episode, I cried. I was so upset.